Hello again, Astaroth. This is my final take on the Titanic affix that I have been working on, and I hope you enjoyed. So, here we are, Eye of Ashara. This is a dungeon from Legion, the Legion expansion, and this should serve as a great example. So, let's get into it.
Reports indicate that there is a colossal crab dwelling within the shipwrecked
Here we are.
shoals. Supposedly, its claws are stronger than steel. We could fashion them into mighty weapons.
Pretty, isn't it? So, the Titan Watchers will spawn on several spots that the teams are not used to go within the dungeon. This is intentionally made in order to ensure that players will reconsider their routes whenever this affix is active. But we don't want players to be forced to interact with these watchers either. The team should feel free to decide whether it's worth it or not to follow a different path and activate these units. So whenever you activate a watcher, you and your team may obtain different buffs corresponding to one of the four following titans. Amanthul, Norganon, Golganeth, and Kasgurath. So more of that later, but now let's focus on the spots that the Titan Watchers can spawn, right? Let me show you. On the first spot could be around here, there, so you can pull chain this back, maybe some of that over the hill, maybe you can chain pull into here, or even the boss if you want. There's plenty of options, really. The next spot should be here. Now the same, you can chain pull into this and activate it. Now I know that before I said something about grabbing energy to use it in order to activate these watchers, but you should get pretty much the enough energy to activate a Titan Watcher every 2 to 3 packs, depending on the count. Let's head into our next spot. Should be close. And it should be there. Because usually you skip this, you never pull them. So, I don't know. Should be fun. Our next spot should be close to there. I will show you right now. Should be there. So we have 4 spots already. One more spot over there. There. Probably that's the one watcher that almost no one will go to, and that's totally fine because it's too far away from everything. But that's fine. To me, that's fine. And this is the last remaining spot. This is I'm still thinking about this spot because there's not really much of a trash that you can pull, but I think that's the right spot. So we have all of our 6 spots. So let me continue with the actual affix. So debuffs. Amanthul grants your team 40% movement speed at all times for the next 40 seconds, and every 6 seconds for the next 42 seconds. You will heal back 75% of the damage taken within those 6 seconds. Norganon will share his vast knowledge with your party, causing your abilities or spells to stack celestial magic. At 5 stacks, your next spell/ability will trigger a second cast. This lasts for the next 30 seconds. Golganeth grants your team the destructive force of thunder and the might of the oceans, increasing your damage done by 1% for every 3 seconds you are in combat, and reducing damage taken by 1% for every 3 seconds you remain in combat. This effect lasts for the next minute after you activate the Watcher. Lastly, Kaskaroth will gift you with the weight of the earth, reducing your damage taken by 25% for the next 30 seconds, reducing your movement speed by 10%, and you can't be healed above 80% health while this effect lasts. But what if my team decides to activate just a few Watchers or any of them? Well, there's ups and downs involving this. At the start of the dungeon, you get a debuff called Titanic Quest that reduces damage taken by 3% for every dormant Watcher within the dungeon. Activating a Watcher will instead buff the remaining bosses of the dungeon with Enemy of the Titans, which increases damage done by 1.5% for every Watcher that players have activated. Thus, activating the Watchers will increase your effectiveness against the dungeon trash, but make the bosses a little bit harder. Of course, players can plan to take advantage of the Titans' gifts over the dungeon bosses as well. There's room for plenty of plays and strategies with this affix. Now, I hope you share your thoughts about it, and someday in the future we get to play something like this. I'll see you next time on Azeroth, and goodbye. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.